Hey everybody, it's Party Elite, here to see how things pan out in this pandemic in our Surviving the Aftermath mini Let's Play. If these unhappy faces are anything to go by, things aren't looking too hot, but the reality is I think we have things under control. I think we're gonna be just fine. We've got 5 colonists infected right now, but that number's been fluctuating up and down, so that's all good. We do have 3 irradiated as well, adding a burden to our medical capabilities, but you know, I feel like with these 3 medical tents all working with full force, we'll be okay. I think we'll pull through. Our population this time around is, of course, higher than it was with the first pandemic, or the, I guess, first wave of the pandemic. We could joke and call it that, I suppose. But I still think we'll be able to counter the situation just fine. Now, folks, I want to mention, as always, if you're interested in seeing more of this series on the channel beyond the planned kind of mini Let's Play aspect of it, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. Again, it makes a massive difference in just how I approach things on the channel, what I do more or less of, how I go about doing it, and many of you often share some great insights and ideas and thoughts. Many of you have questions, all that good stuff. I do read through all the comments, so keep it all coming. Again, the plan is we have today's episode. We'll be having another episode releasing tomorrow at the same time, and then another one Monday, midnight Eastern time. And at present, the plan is to wrap this Let's Play up with that final Monday episode, but again, you can change that. Now, with that said, let's not waste any more time. We are currently researching sweet porcelain as well, just as a reminder, and that should help with the overall happiness for anybody living in a shanty specifically. It doesn't affect the tenements. Just wanted to touch on that as a reminder, but I also want to touch on the fact that we should perhaps, as was advised in the comments, take a look at the, I always forget where they are. The industrial mining is quite a ways away, isn't it? Because it would be good to have some of these extractors up and running sooner rather than later as we start to use up some of our metal deposits. We used this one up already. All that's left is the rather large underground metal deposit, but obviously we have to be able to excavate it. We're currently working on this one up over here, slowly but surely, and then there is this one down over here. No, these are pollution. Where'd you go, buddy? I know you're here somewhere. There you are. So there is still some. We do still have a bit of a runway, but just something to keep in mind as well in terms of what we prioritize. Though with that said, we can also take a look at building a trade center at this point. I've been, we did the research for it, and then we set it aside, which is kind of counterintuitive. If we build the trade center, we have the metal for it, we have all the resources we need to build it, we'll be able to start trading with some of the other colonies out there. It does take colonists to trade, so we just have to be mindful of that before we kind of like, you know, rush it. We also should consider the garage. It's been pointed out to me that a fully repaired, so just to touch on this before it slips my mind, where's our car? All the way up over here, right? So this thing currently is completely dead in terms of its hit points. You can see right next to its image at the bottom there. It's actually completely wrecked. And if it gets healed up, its action points get bumped right up to about 16 or so, I think it was. So there's the value of the car. That's what I was wondering. I was like, it's not really all that valuable. So I put the question out there, and y'all came through with the answer. So yes, if we bring it back home and we have a garage to repair it, and that's done using fuel, then we can actually get it out there moving a lot faster. So there it is. That's the benefit there. Let's go ahead and kick things off, though. Let's hit play. Let's let this thing get built up first. Let's get the cookhouse cooking. By the way, I did some experimentation before recording this episode, just so I, you know, kind of like understand some things in my other playthrough, just to familiarize myself with how things work. That's kind of how I approach things. I have like my channel playthrough, and I have stuff on the side where I can run experiments if I have any questions. And as it turns out, the this does just mean, you know, random foodstuffs. I assume it's this to symbolize, depending on what recipe we choose, we'll be requiring different raw ingredients. I assume that's what it means. Right now, we are working on veggie meals. Low pollution, average nutrition, not too shabby. And of course, we do need this water tower built. Now, the water tower will only store water, if I understand correctly, when we have a surplus. And in order to get that, we're going to have to activate some of the collectors. But I don't think we're in a position to do that, all things considered. What I could do, I touched on this last session as well, is we can actually stop the tailor from producing too many clothes over here. We haven't seen that symbol in a while now, the one that indicates someone doesn't have clothes. So I think we're actually okay, and that should free up buddy here. Looks like he's in the middle of producing one. Once he's done that, he should be freed up to do, you know, any of the countless other jobs that are necessary. Max is fully recovered. Good for you, buddy. That actually reminds me, I do need to establish our school soon as well. We have kids now. Now, here's the thing. Kids can either work or go to school. They can't do both. It's either or. It's all about, you know, child labor versus child education programs. I think what we'll actually do is build our trade center first. That need for steel is serious. And one school can educate 7 students, eh? Okay, fair enough. Good to know. Good to know, good to know. I think we should go ahead and build that trade... where'd you go, buddy? Over here, I believe. Yeah, that trade center first. And I got just a spot for it up front over here. I think makes most sense. It's dead land, like it's barren land. It's not going to grow anything. And it's close to the entrance, so, you know, that all kind of adds up in my mind. We can put you down over here. And what I'd actually like to do is establish a couple things. If we put you down over here for trade, I'd like to do the garage somewhere over here as well. Let's start with you, though. Yes, that's good. Sorry, I always hesitate when placing things. It's just, it's a deep within me. I am always just like, but could this be better? And I can't help it. I can't help it. I want to put the garage over here as well, so it feels like, okay, a car comes through and gets taken to the garage right away. It's like a logical place to put it down from that perspective. So I could drop this down over here, right? Go ahead and do that. And again, pause you as well. You're not going to be a priority. That can wait. Specialists are ready for action. Let's not leave them behind. Make sure they're getting the job done. So you're good up over here. Baron is picking some stuff up. We could move towards the fuel over here. We could hop into the car. Baron won't be free for a little while still, I think. At least. And the plan was to bring them both over this way, I believe, to pick up some firewood. There's some parts over here. More pills, more metal. The thing as well, though, is that Jin's haul wasn't actually left behind. Jin's haul was added to the vehicle, which will only be added to the town when the vehicle itself comes to the town. I hadn't noticed that. So again, thank you for pointing that out. We'll, only plastic we have a decent bit of. Not plenty of anymore. A decent bit of. Maybe it is time to bring the car back, actually. We'll wait for Baron, though, so we can have some more of those pills coming through as well. Down over here, move you towards this quest. Again, I think it's the appropriate move. And Scrappa over here, looking to scrap, I guess, is really no other way to put it. Pop some shots, get the job done, hopefully, relatively easily, I should hope. Took some damage there, not the end of the world. Can't double down there, unfortunately. Jin over here, meanwhile, let's go ahead and send you scouting down here, I suppose. We're down here, so we might as well kind of focus down here. For now, it'll take a little bit of time. And Defina in the vehicle right now. We could, you know, I'm going to just nudge up by a little bit. Make sure that Baron can get in here. I just get the feeling he's a step away for some reason. I'm probably wrong, but just for some reason. But that's that all done. These guys are paused. The other thing I wanted to do over here was establish warehouses. Now, warehouses put tools and clothing, medication, that kind of stuff. We only have a stockpile right now. We got a warehouse out over here. Build like a whole storage area, I'm thinking. Warehouse, food storage, it would have to be hauled over from here to here. But I want to leave some room for housing over here, right? And again, the warehouse is close to some of the stuff over here. Well, actually, the warehouse only stores produced goods. So is this going to be our, like this, or this was going to be our industrial area, right? Like for producing tools and things like that. Or maybe the warehouse will end up over there rather than down over here. Okay, fair enough. If anything, a stockpile should go down over here for the planks and the concrete and stuff from out over here. Maybe. Let's put you down for now. Okay. And let's go ahead and food storage. And again, if everything's not going into one spot, the way this doesn't line up kills me. But if everything's not going into one spot, we can obviously do this as well. What's blocking you? Oh, right. The actual farm over here. Put this down up over here. Because we want to expand our farms this way, right? So this is quote-unquote clear space. Move you up here. Or, ooh, nice. You'll actually fit down here next to the water tower. I like that. That fits a lot more nicely to me, thematically and everything. Plus, it makes use of this pocket like I was talking about, right? Go ahead and get you down here. Good stuff. All right. We can unpause the trade center at the very least. Sweet porcelain has been completed. Excellent. It'll help with happiness. And now, do we actually turn our attention to line cooks to help with the cooking speed? Advanced farming, we have, right? Protected crops is the real temptation, outside of that energy need, which we'll have to, again, work around. We have a fair number of components coming through, though, and again, this will help keep those crops alive. Worst case scenario, we do still have hunting. It is still an option. I need to keep that in mind, right? And I keep flipping back and forth between, like, relying on that and not relying on that. This is me sort of looking for that middle ground. I think maybe upgrading wind power first wouldn't be a terrible idea. Having the extra powerful wind power to power these greenhouses and things like that, that'll take us some time to get to it. We could do better. Oh, we've already got... Right. Starting to forget everything that I have researched. Highlighted stuff for me reads as completed, which is why I'm doing that, making that mistake. You know what? I say actually, going against literally everything I just said, we're going to go ahead and get the line cooks first. That extra work slot might help in ways that some of the other decisions wouldn't help. Let's go ahead and get you helping build the trade center and you helping build the water tower. Again, it'll be a while before it'll see any action. I might want to re-jig. All about removing trappers. 9 colonists, 8 colonists. Okay, we're staying on top of it still. These guys are idling right now, so these two are probably heading over here. We are treating. Good stuff. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. You know, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. This is just for Defina. No carriers left is the thing that's worrying me most, I'll be honest. I think I got hit in the head. 8 colonists infected. Hanging in there, buddy. What's up over here? We need someone to help with a harvest over here. No need of a cook if we don't have anything to cook. So let's go ahead and fix that. Go fishing over here. All a matter of, like, value. We get 4 fish out of you. The important thing about cooked food, by the way, is nourishment, just as a reminder. It is, sorry, you're not a colonist. I think this first one represents nourishment. And if that drops too low, you can get all sorts of problems. So that's why cooked food is important to have. What's our happiness looking like right now? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. No one's able to move yet. I should just keep an eye on the circle. Water tower has been completed, so again, this will... Unless I'm mistaken, this needs to be a surplus before this starts providing water to the buildings around it. Oof. Still 5 colonists. Oh no, colonist Harper is injured. No, we can't have these extra burdens. We can't have these extra, like... Damn it. Situations right now. Oh no. We'll be fine, right guys? We'll be fine. How's water looking? We still have a decent surplus. That's good. Looks like food is being dropped off. No, that's firewood being dropped off. Okay. Looks like you guys are done working over here, so let's go ahead and work over here. Put a big field down over here soon. What else have we got going on? Specialist ready for action. Popped up just as I was asking. Baron's still not ready though, unfortunately. Scrapper, finish the job over here maybe. See what we'll have available here. Can't tell by the look of it. Medical equipment, medicine, just in general. Not a bad idea to pick up. We're kind of running low, in all honesty. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. It'll take us some time to scavenge it, but we're right here. We might as well do it. You are able to get in here now. Before we do that, Jin, let's keep you scouting. Watch we don't get anything of value. Well, we'll get science points almost certainly out of that mission up top, but watch we don't get anything else. So this actually expands so much larger down over here. Satoshi, over to the high-rise of lowlives. Again, we found a way to sneak in, and so we should be able to, yes, grab all with practical applications. Yeah, I'm curious, right? Like, what would this have done for us? What would this have done for us? So grab all with practical applications, and we get just science points. Fair enough. I mean, it is valuable. I don't mean to demean it or devalue it. Sorry, demean. There's a lot to go through here, but some of the research here is definitely more useful for the colony than others. The scientist browses through the pile as quickly as possible and fills up the backpack. The narrow gap is even tougher to negotiate going back, but eventually they're through and out of sight. These blueprints and books will surely come in handy. Very well. done here. Everyone's done. Good stuff. Back over here. Still waiting on some concrete. We're okay, though. Yeah, I want to get this done ASAP. And as soon as this, I don't know how much longer this pandemic will last, also in the game. But as soon as it does finish, we are able to, I think we'll be able to move quite a few people out, trade, and bring some good equipment in that way. Ooh, perfect timing. 3 colonists are now adults. Stella is one of them. Unfortunately, none of them got an education. Oh, I can't cycle through all of them here. That's too bad. Jacob says, glad that's over. And that is another pandemic survived, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful. Very pleased to see it. Let's go ahead and I think we'll be okay to have just the one tent with 2 people. Frees up a lot of colonists. The water surplus over here now helping provide water to the cookhouse. Go ahead and add someone over here. Make sure we are producing food. Veggie meals for now is fine by me. Now again, you can see it takes like 3 food to make 4. But again, that nourishment factor is important. Get someone in over here. We're done harvesting. No, we're not. We're growing over here. All good. Up over here, we have 5 carriers. We can go ahead and get another water collector. At least temporarily, right? Get the storage filled up. That's a decent speed. We don't need to add another one. You don't need to add another one. This is the garage. Let's go ahead and resume you. Yeah, let's resume you. Over here, waiting for cultivation. I assume we have to wait until someone finishes cultivation before we can unassign the work. Doing potatoes, that's fine. I could do more soybeans, but that's fine. I'm feeling fantastic. Your head's pounding. Well, we're almost done over here. We're almost out of it. Go ahead and establish our large field, which I believe we checked last session, and it did fit here nicely. I believe I need to leave a step, though. Go ahead and get the road established first. This should be able to go out this way. No, it's not. Only up to here. Then up this way. Cool. Go ahead and get our large field. Right up over here. Up 1 step. Yeah, it's okay. Done. They take a little bit longer, but the yield is higher. New trade deals are available. Ooh, okay, let's see. Let's see. Parts of metal. Now, I believe it's the same if we... You can see how distances have an impact here as well. Now, I believe 4 days and 18 hours, 4 days and 3 hours, a little bit faster. We can either click here and trade like this. Yes. If you need a favor, you better give something in return. Okay, buddy. We can either trade through this screen, which I don't know if you can access by clicking anywhere over here, actually. But I just want to show we can also go to the world map and seek out a place, click on it to trade with them. No one here is able to move. Yeah, okay, Dead Creek, not you. I believe it was Little Anvil, right? Yeah. Little Anvil. Click on you, and there you go, back to the trade screen. So let's go ahead and trade with these guys. Let's go ahead and get a bunch of their metal. In fact, let's go ahead and get all of their metal, maybe. Okay, and in return, we will give them a bunch of our fiber, because we have a lot of fiber. We don't need this much fiber. Now, again, there's currency as well, right? You can get just straight up money as well, right? But let's go ahead and just give them enough to like balance out the cost here. The reason why I'm not spending my actual money here is because we do have a surplus of fiber. Like, there's no reason to have that much fiber just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. So confirm. Actually, I want to check something here. Pollution. Okay, I was wondering if it would, like, make us pay more or what. Anyway, over to 54, 55. So that's done. No trading there. Reputation increase. That's good. That's good. And that should be... I don't think we need anything else from them. Oh, we get some flax. Flax grown for its fiber content rather than as food, providing the colony a stable source of tailoring materials. Produces fiber, but no food. Yeah, we might want to get that eventually. No rush, I would say. No rush. Sheep produce not only meat, but wool to be used as fiber as well. Okay, very cool. Good to know. No rush. Let's focus on the metal for now. Though again, it will take, what was it, like 4 days and 18 hours or something to get this stuff over. So it's not a terrible idea to get more than just one thing, but for now, I'm okay with this. For now. Yeah. Confirm that. So again, travel time is 4 days and 3 hours. No money is changing hands, but reputation is improving. They're giving us 74 metal. We're giving them 55 fiber. Let's hammer out a deal here. I like it because it matches their thing over here. Their emblem. Yes, confirm. That's settled. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. And now you can see we have the one slot. It's being used up. And what I really like, actually, is you can see the trade route on the map as well. It's just a nice little detail. It's just nice to see the connections like that. Anyway, back to Partyville. People are happy, I assume. Well rested. Okay, good stuff. Line cooks completed. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and add one. Use that food, right? And let's go ahead and pick our next research protected crops. Need power for it, but how much power do you really need? Not that much. It's sustainable. It is sustainable. Let's research you. And you know what I just realized is I should actually cancel your construction. Because we're going to do the greenhouse over here, I think. Oh, we're just out of reach of the water tower. Abort demolition. Fine. We'll have to do that elsewhere. Maybe even beyond the pollution over here somewhere. Are we working on this stuff? Scavenge or make more tools at the tool shop. That's a problem. We need tools. Very well, very well. Now the tool shop is, if I'm not mistaken, over here, and it requires metal. Quite a bit of metal to produce tools. We have the tailor up here. We could put the tool shop down over here if we want to get... It makes sense to me. It's sort of like a... Somewhat like... These guys I don't think produce pollution. Makes new tools that help colonists perform their tasks more effectively. Working without a tool makes a colonist very ineffective in their work. All tools break down eventually, but some jobs wear them down faster than the others. So it doesn't mention anything about pollution. So I think I'm okay with putting it down here and only have pollution-causing things up over here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And again, it kind of makes sense, right next to the garage and then stuff like that to have the tool shop. So it would make sense to have a warehouse over here as well, actually. Go ahead and get you up like so. Nicely, please. Don't know what lines up. Put this over here, though. Pause you, and let's go ahead and get the warehouse as well. Warehouse is so small. Warehouse is so tiny. The warehouse over here, I think. Hope I'm not being too wasteful. I might be. If we are, then we can always demolish, right? You over here. Go ahead and cancel that. And get the tool shop. No, you know what? This is actually the right spot for it. We'll put some bushes or decorative elements down over here. Again, just because it's an industrial area, it doesn't mean it needs to be ugly, right? Let's keep that in mind. Everyone deserves to have some beauty around them. Let's go ahead and assign a work area up over where I thought I saw some concrete and stuff. Yeah, there we go. Go ahead and assign this over here. Again, the primary purpose of this is to have the planks go just a short distance to be dropped off over here. But to put it right next to this thing, not the end of the world, I think, to have it just a little bit of a walk away. All right, good stuff. Now over here. Oh, I think that was just the road being built. Food storage is storing the veggie meals, as you can see. Question is, yeah, I guess people would have to come over here to pick up their meals as well. So, is it a good idea for it to be in a non-central position? Should it have been up over here somewhere? Maybe. This makes the distance shorter for people who are harvesting. Still planting. This is still being built. Yeah, we'll see. Move work area. That's interesting. What is this? What does a food storage work area do? The berries? No, it doesn't seem to be. Oh yeah, it is the berries. Okay. But then, okay, if I assign the berries, who's actually going to go and pick it up? Natalie was born. Another new baby. Wonderful. Exactly what I want to hear. Exactly what I want to hear. Where do we put the school down on that note? Where do we put the school down? At the end of the residential road, perhaps? Put it down like this. Oh, it's getting really tightly packed, isn't it? Put it down like this. Hoping to put another shanty down up over here, though. Housing over here. You could put it over here right next to the shop and the exit of the colony. Get really bored of school, you want to skip class, you just walk out the colony. I don't want to put it up over here. That's an industrial area. This is where all the medical stuff is happening. We're going to have a factory right over here. I don't know how good an idea it is to have a school next to a factory. Or not a factory, but an excavator. Definitely feels like a residential type thing. Let's put it down over here. We already have all these like supplementary buildings over here. Auxiliary buildings, if you want to call them that. Go ahead and put you down over here. Let's see this road. Road goes up this way, right? You being built? Could be. You continue upwards. Go up to here. Maybe. I don't know how this will work. I don't know if they'll like build a bridge or something. If we close it off like that, and I put a school down, and I fit it in here, I can. I'd like to be facing that way because then easier access for the students and stuff, right? You can also do it like this. I don't mind that. Actually, I kind of prefer this. Fills the space more nicely. Sure. Let's pop you down like so. And let's get that road down. Up over here. There. And then this will be, again, decorative elements. Colonists are gathering. They have a request for you. Oh dear. Is this a happy gathering or a not so happy gathering? Insufficient construction materials for school. Ah, metal. Again, we're waiting for the crate to come through, right? That'll be good for us. Okay, what's going on here? A feast. Okay. A small group of your colonists have come up with a request. Times are tough for everyone, and thus they'd want to organize a harvest feast to cheer people up. There's more than enough doom and gloom going around already. It'd require digging into your food stockpile, though. A feast of corn, of fish, or of meat. Well, we have a fair bit of fish. Meat might not be a good idea to poke into. We have only a little bit of venison. Again, we could go hunting. Maybe it'd be a good excuse to have us go hunting. Fine, let's have a feast of meat. This actually looks very tasty, I'm not gonna lie. Very nicely. I mean, even though some of the stuff is nasty looking as far as food is concerned, the colors, the palette is rather nice. Sure, a feast of meat. If we're gonna celebrate, we celebrate properly, just as we did with the organ. People are overjoyed by the decision and rush to make arrangements. Makeshift tables fill up with food and townsfolk. Not exactly a feast worthy of kings and queens, but lifts people's spirits more than you had realized. Done. Again, it's one of those one-off things, but I think it's worth it. I'm back up over here. Satoshi, we can send you chasing after research deeper into, well, rather further into unexplored or untapped territories. I'm not going to take too much damage up there. Baron, you're finally ready to move. Let's get you up in here. Now, let's maybe bring this car back so we can repair it and it'll actually work efficiently, right? Is there any plastic en route? It's all the way out over here, isn't it? Yeah, I wouldn't call that en route. So sure, let's start bringing the car back. And we'll take it from there. It'll be so much more efficient. It'll be one trip of inefficiency for a significant boost to efficiency afterwards. Well worth it, I think. Go ahead and scout down over here. Oh dear. Let's head on over this way, I suppose. Scout these two as well. See everything that's going on. Okay, done. Good stuff. What's up over here? We're working on the school. Let's get you... Don't just sit around over here. Let's get you over here. There we go. Good stuff. How's water looking? We are topped up on water. Go ahead and get this decontaminated. Let's go ahead and stop collecting so much extra water. Alternatively, we just build more storages, right? That's also an option. Over here, okay, what's going on? Let's go ahead and... Still 38%. Okay, it's growing now, so we don't need you over there anymore. We need someone to harvest this. Over here, I suppose we could go with some more... resilience is low across the board, except for potatoes. The yield is really high on the soybeans. Potatoes have that resilience, slow growth. Medium pollution. It's all poor nutrition. Go soybeans. Get that done. Go ahead and assign 3 people. No freak. Let's stick with 2, I guess. Get that done and move on from there. Now, in terms of the hunting, I think once some of these buildings are done, we'll do a hunt with Tensei and Mishka. There was some majestic deer over here that I think we should be able to get. Let's put it that way. Get. What else have we got going on? Down over here, how's this looking? Pretty good. Okay. I think we can pick up the pace a little bit at this point. How is actually our forester doing? Let's move your work area to down over here. I wish I could see... I mean, this place looks down. 84% still, though. I wish I could see direct results of the forester's work. Immediate results. Oh, right, of course. This is lacking materials. Of course it is. So is the school over here. We need that metal, don't we? We need that metal real bad. Where are we? Dead Creek? No, not Dead Creek. Down this way from Partyville. Little Anvil. Okay, it just tells me the travel time. Doesn't tell me how long it's expected to take, I don't think. And if I click here, yeah, still nothing. Again, I could add another person, do another trade, but I don't think that's necessary. Some happy people is nice to see as well. This is overjoyed and beaming with energy. It's as good as it gets right now. Okay, Harry, well, you don't know better because you were born in this, but fair enough. Beast, well-rested. Good stuff. Good stuff. Overall happiness is still not that great. Dirty and tired. And these need to be cleaned up. Are you guys not prioritizing the cleaning over here? Where are you? There you are. Where are you off to? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Well, since we're not able to build, let's go ahead and do that hunt that I was talking about. Put you and you over here. We'll work together. Shouldn't be a problem. Again, they do, I mean, based on my experience, they do attack. Some animals attack without being provoked. These guys attack if you attack them first. But we should be able to take them on. It's not too many of them here. 3 of them or so. Get to work over here. Come on now. Come on now. Good stuff, good stuff. We got him. This is as close as I can get, by the way. This colonist here just going in with fists. So, I mean, sure. Get to work. Okay, good stuff. Hopefully they realize to, you know, do it all. Rather than me having to keep giving them orders. I imagine I will have to. I imagine I will have to. That's the thing, if the... Oh, these guys have collected berries, but who went and got those berries? No? Who went and got those berries? Let's just assign this area so that the carcasses get acquired sooner rather than later. What's the deal here? We're still planting. Growing, so we don't do here anymore. Harvesting right now. Okay, good stuff. Specialist ready again. Wonderful. What do we got here? Jin. Get you up to there. Might not be able to scout this turn, but next turn we'll be able to scout both. Up over here. Let's get this vehicle. Again, continuing its journey over to Partyville. Good stuff. Hopefully by the time it arrives, the garage will be ready to go, but we'll see. Who else is ready for action? Oh, Satoshi. Keep moving, buddy. I wish you could... Part of me wishes you could, like, queue orders. That's how I always read this, like something out of Civilization, right? Where, like, you give an order, and if you hit end turn, or if a cycle continues without you interrupting it, it would just keep following the order that you've already laid out. And that's part of the reason why I was missing it so much last time. Yeah, this is a problem. We need to... This needs to be done. Go ahead and add some more workers over here. Maybe even 2. What's the tailor up to here? Are you still making... Oh, yeah, I guess we are using clothes up, eh? Very well, very well. Yeah, this needs to be done. This is a problem. This thing evidently needs cleaning up. You need cleaning up still? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? I imagine that's why we have so many people who are still dirty. Huh? Let's see. This colonist's personal hygiene is low, and it might lead to infections if they have no place to wash. Yeah, I mean, all of our outhouses right now. Well, no, these ones are still clean, so they should still be able to use these ones. Let's see. Looks like you're headed toward him right now? What did you do there? You doing the cleaning? Yeah, you are. No, not the cleaning, but the showering in the infected or in the dangerous outhouse. I don't know how I feel about that. Also, I think I just heard a tree drop. But I don't know why one would drop over here. We're getting our planks out over here. And you can see, again, this is being used for those planks and also for concrete from out over here. Hopefully the gears have all been... Nope, still a carcass over here. Couple, actually. Where'd you go? There's one, and you can see there's a colonist who's just going around. I'm guessing it's the carriers that are bringing the carcasses back to the food storage over here. Food's looking really good, actually. We have that surplus. Protected crops completed as well. Excellent. With that done... Ooh, salvage drums. Large, clean water storage. Stores large amounts of clean drinking water for the colonist in 2 massive tanks. Okay. Boring methods. A lot of water. That's a lot of water. Requires power, of course. And here we have the hives, finally. Or insect farms. Good supply of meat. from alternative proteins, which is a hilarious name for it, to delicacies. Oh, mills and bakeries. Okay, lots of cool stuff over here. But let's go ahead and get the battery stacking, get wind power, and get industrial mining. I think maybe not a terrible idea, especially wind power too. I would like to start getting to that level of electricity generation. I think we could also take a look at frontier outposts. Or the disaster forecast. Again, the radar requires power, right? Yeah. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll get the engine overhaul. Because by the time this research is done, the vehicle will have arrived and it'll be more helpful for us. Right? And we'll then flip back. Yeah, let's go engine overhaul. Then we'll go ahead and get the battery stacking, wind power too. I think we'll need that pretty soon. And then we can maybe come back to the frontier outposts to make it more easy to deliver scavenged goods. I think we've got. I think we're going about it the okay way. I hesitate to call anything the right way. Are we done over here? Ready for planting? So yeah, waiting for planting. Still no metal. I do wonder when that trade will arrive. I wish I'd tracked which day I'd made the order. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Your carcass gone. Specialist ready for action. Just as I said, let's pick up the pace. Go ahead and... Ooh, come on. There we go. Up this way. And let's get the car coming down as well. Down here. And Jin. Scout here first. Alright, good stuff. Good stuff. Food, some meds, things like that. Alright. What about over here? Weapons. A rifle, looks like. Okay. Move you up this way. Try and scout these few spots as well. This looks like the end of the line down over here. Still a little bit to scout. Oh my god, it's huge. Sorry, I know I'm a broken record, but like, it keeps surprising me. Ooh, a group of survivors. Okay, let's see what they bring with them. It's cute what you got here, but useless. People are done already. We'll be molded into something new by this cruel, brutal world. Well, 2 of them are injured. So again, our reinforced gate, by the way, I forgot to touch on this last time, it automatically upgrades the gate. So we have 2 injured individuals over here, 2 elders, 3 adults, 2 children. Lots of decent resources that we can use, actually. They're quite helpful resources. I don't like their negativity, but maybe it's because they've been surrounded by negativity. Maybe they just need some of that excellence, right? Maybe that's all they need. So let's go ahead and let them in, of course. And if they turn violent, we'll tackle it, but we can't just turn them away. We'll accept them. Good stuff. 2 colonists are homeless. And we're low on tools. I should maybe prioritize the tool shop. Should maybe do that. 2 children were born. We've got Grace over here. A glutton. Ate twice as hungry. And who's the other child that was born? Can't tell. And there's also the new people that just joined us, right? We should be able to build, let's see. If I try to build tenement, don't have metal for it, nor for a shanty either. Build some tents again, I think. Put you down over here. And just by the entrance. Get this done. Oh, and you can see how now they're heading over here to pick up the planks and concrete, it looks like. I get both of you working on that. Water is actually operating at a deficit now. Okay, good. This is finally being cleaned up. This needs to be cleaned up as well. Wow, it was actually pretty bad. Go and get you in over here. A lot of carriers now, fortunately. Quite good. Add a third person over here. These guys are already topped up. We could add another trapper as well. Harper is now an elder. Oh, coming close to the end of the line for you as well. Frostbitten, clumsy, tired. The road over here hasn't been fully completed, has it? Yeah, still a couple of gaps. Oh yeah, there we go. Speak of the devil. Getting some work done. Fair enough. Fair enough. 3 colonists are homeless. The tent will be, I think, just enough for that, actually. That's good. You are still planting, growing, planting. Trying to stay on top of everything. Pick up the pace a little bit. And again, just waiting on the metal again, right? Oh, you know what I just realized? No, we must still be harvesting. Still, it says 84. It can't possibly have left it at just 84, right? Like, it can't I don't know. I don't know. But now it says working normally. That stuff was radioactive after all? Mm-hmm. Dwayne is homeless still. One more tent. One more tent. Maybe we keep these tents up, actually. Right by the entrance. So when people arrive, if we're, like, just not prepared for them, we have something. We have something. Maybe it would have been wiser to just do one emergency shelter instead. They're quite large, though, so hesitant to do that. But let's go ahead and get this vehicle coming over. Oh, you know, I just realized I don't know if this will actually benefit from the research we're doing right now. I just realized. Should have checked that before. Ah, well, it'll help eventually. Silver lining thinking. Go all the way up to here. Again, we'll be able to scout 2 things, I think all at the same time, actually. Put you down over here. We've got, alright, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. And what about up top over here? Give me something good, come on. Nope. Just bandits. Just a bandit lair, which really Jin might actually be able to take care of herself. We'll take a fair bit of damage. I think we continue scouting this first, and then maybe we go toe-to-toe with them. God, going home is a long trip to get back home, though. I don't know if I want to waste our time like that. Alright, we'll get this done. Roads are being built up. Excellent. Roads over here still need building. Lots of soybeans in here. Yeah, food is looking pretty good. Consumption obviously just skyrocketed because of the new arrivals, but that's not the end of the world. Another deer carcass depleted over here. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, things are cleaned up over here. Yep. Water is looking alright again. We are at our limit. See, that's just it. It's like we're at our limit, so fine. Let's take the negative for a little while. We can take it for a long while, actually. These guys have all been cleaned up. Okay, excellent. But that should prevent people being dirty. Radiation sickness on one person. Child was born is helping. Tired and still dirty. Still dirty. Now, again, I mean, some people are living in tents right now, which is contributing to both the fatigue and the dirtiness, but... Now, here the warehouse, I'm not too upset about its positioning, because the tailor is able to deliver down over here. Not a very long distance to go. But we'll be getting the tool shop over here as well, right? Which will require the warehouse. Let's go ahead and build the road up over here. Because we can, while we're waiting for, you know, other resources. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and seal this off, and again, we can beautify this if necessary. Specialists ready once more. That felt fast. And I think it's because, right, we're at double speed. Go ahead and scout over here. Okay, good stuff. More scouting up over here. Never ends. Just never ends. Scrappa, you've got the medicine. Might not be a bad idea to come back home with it, actually. Though maybe could just pick up some plastic. You know what? I think I'd feel a lot better if we had some more plastic in our warehouses and all that. Not like technically speaking warehouse, I mean our stockpile, but that's, you know, the sentence doesn't work like that. Alright, no one's homeless anymore, so that's good. And pretty soon that trade should come through, unless I've missed something with regards to having trade happen. That should be coming through soon. Yeah, I wish you would tell me. Maybe I just don't know where to check for it. Answered my own question. I just didn't know where to check for it. 1 day and 7 hours left. Wonderful. Sometimes things solve themselves. Ooh, a beast is stalking the gate. What's going on over here? Oh dear. This game was like made for me. A massive mutated deer is stalking around the gate, more than 2 meters tall and 4 meters in length. It is looking very, very aggressive. It would be safest to just shoot it with bows, but trapping it first would ensure that all of its meat will be unspoiled. For risk, we might take some injuries, but we need to prioritize. Maybe we need to prioritize the food a little bit. There's an opportunity here. I think we should be fine. I think we should be fine. Trap the deer first. Let's do this properly. A few colonists walk outside the gate with a large net and some makeshift weapons. The deer charges at them, but they manage to throw the net over it, causing the deer to trip up and fall. The ground shakes as it goes down. One heavy swing from an axe cuts the deer's head clean off, leaving its entire body to be harvested for meat. Awesome. That's a huge bit of meat. Wonderful. Glad we went with that. Also, very impressive to have an axe cut through the neck in one swoop like that. That's impressive. I mean, that's exactly why guillotines were invented, because it's so difficult to do that, so that's impressive. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Feeling pretty good about that. Lily is irradiated. I mean, we're really, I feel like we've come into a great rhythm here. Everything's running pretty smoothly. We can pick up the pace even further. Now, I do wonder if I shouldn't take a look at... Let's see, what do we got over here? We've got everything over here. Just got the tool shop, the mechanic shop. Make parts out of junk. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Also up over here, maybe. They do require power, though. Riley was born.
Hi.
Wonderful. Hello, Riley. Lazy. Oh my god, these kids. These kids, man. Up over here, the tool shop. Select recipe, we got... Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting. What's the difference? We need 4 metal. We need 2 metal. Well, let's go ahead and stick with the basic tools for now. Production limit. I suppose we could limit it to... What? Like... 10, maybe? We'll see if that does the trick. How quickly it empties out. Keep moving you down. Not what I meant. I meant the vehicle. Come down this way. Defina, I mean, I guess you could go and pick up some meat, or she could go and pick up some tools, actually. I mean, separately. I was hoping to have a nice arrival here. We can still do it. Ignore the misclick. Scrappa. Go for the plastic. Satoshi. Go for the science. Instant gain. There it is. Beautiful. A little bit of damage taken. Actually, he's pretty... He is pretty hurt. And all it will take is for me to miss one thing for him to be badly hurt. That would not be pleasant. Oh, what's the deal here? You're waiting on resources, right? Now, are you... Okay, I see. I was wondering if, like, it would be... If this guy's just sitting there doing nothing, which he is. As opposed to, you know, like the tailor when it gets that circular symbol, which is like... They're not working right now, but somebody will be assigned if need be. Growing, growing, growing. Okay, over here, growing as well. Free up these guys. Now. The greenhouse. Okay, good. It is pretty small. Good. Does require power. We stack them around over here. We'd be able to put a wind turbine up over here. Oh no, Aaron. Get that sorted. Let's see. A little bit of planning I think is called for again. Energy, wind turbine. Let's see. Fine, let's start with the greenhouse. Pop you down here. Cannot fit another one up here because of the storage. We might want to move that storage. Like, just move all of our storage up over here, you know? Might do that. Requires water and energy. Okay, let's demolish this clean water storage. And we'll build a new one up over here. This becomes where all the water gets stored, I guess. Not enough materials. I'm guessing the metal. Yeah, metal. A lot of wasted water, to be fair, but we're collecting it at a decent enough rate. All it takes is one more colonist to be assigned to one of these, and this thing will be filled up in no time, right? Not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and build another, or rather plan for another greenhouse over here. Okay, you'd line up nicely. Well, get the road down just to be 100% certain. Up to here. Greenhouse goes down here. Pause you as well. And back over here, we would go ahead and build a wind turbine. Where would you fit? Down over here. Okay. What about the transformer? Okay, down over here. A pretty tightly packed area. Pretty tightly packed area. Alright, let's check that transformer again. We could do this. Put the transformer down over here. Alright, let's go ahead and get the... I was using my workers and resources shortcuts for a second there. The road down over here like so. Will the greenhouses continue up this way? I think this is where they'll stop. I don't want to eat into this forest too much. There'll be, you know, a lot of mining and stuff going on over here as well. Let's go ahead and turn the bend over here. And if I build transformer up over here, I think it has to be down over here. Not a problem. Trying to find the orientation like most. If we put you down over here, pause you, we'll be able to put down a wind turbine back over here. We'll eventually be able to even replace it, perhaps, with a higher quality wind turbine. Oh no. Henry died of old age. Old ways were the best, and they should be brought back. Unwilling to empathize or compromise. Okay. This is the time of empathy and compromise, man. Come on. Let's go ahead and get the water tower here as well. It's pretty... This is all we can fit up over here. This is all we'll be able to fit up over here. So, very well. Go ahead and do that. Some protected crops is definitely a good idea, though. Pause you as well. We're going to wait until the metal arrives, which won't be too long now, I think. 8 hours. Nice. So, once that metal arrives... Get you assigned over here. We'll be able to finish, or rather, we'll be able to get to work with tools, which will help our efficiency. We'll be able to finish the garage, which will help our vehicle. We'll be able to build all of this. Now, the plan here is this will generate energy, which will be stored on this transformer, which will then be sent to these greenhouses. I'm pretty sure, if my understanding is correct, you need a transformer to literally transform the energy from the wind turbine or from anything over to these guys. Why are we still cutting trees down over here? I thought I'd move your work area. Oh, right, for the firewood, of course. Of course. Well, okay, that's fine then. We'll keep this work area over here. I mean, we've eaten into it a little bit, but that's fine. We have a lot of wooded area over here, which we should remember to keep wooded. Okay, cool. Cool. Still have some trees over here. We'll replace them with fields as soon as these trees are gone, and then again, we'll move the area up over here. Right, so these guys will be able to make some crops that won't die if there's a fallout or a heat wave or something like that. Water down over here, covering both of these guys. Wind turbine, power for these guys, okay. Can I build a road? I can't. Man, it looks like you can fit a road here, doesn't it? You can fit one over here, but why can't we put one down over here? What is that? Why is that? Why is that a thing? At least we know people can fit back here, I suppose. Because I want to be able to get out over here. Yeah, we can. I mean, it's the post-apocalypse. A little bit of a pothole, if we want to call it that, is not the end of the world. Back to health, back to work. Good stuff. Survival science. New quest available. Let's see what that's about. Hunting for usable scientific discoveries in the wasteland is laborious and often dangerous. So what if we could get science come to us instead? The plan requires access to a high-powered transmitter and a fair amount of silver to pull off, but might yield a nice boost to our research efforts. Time to announce the Survival Science Fair of whatever this year is. 2020, obviously. Find a powerful transmitter. Fair enough. We're getting a lot of science quests. Over here, eh? I suppose we could actually send Defina over in that case. As much as it would make sense to send a scientist over, if this is about setting up a transmitter, then, you know, perhaps a scavenger is better at finding the parts required to fix things up and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get the vehicle coming down still. Lots of goods coming with the vehicle, by the way, just as a reminder. Okay, so that's that all done. Yeah, lots of planning over here. But I think it's good to get it sort of set aside. Now we can confidently move forward over here. And then down over here, more fields, more protected farms and stuff as well. I'm pretty sure the idea is that these guys are, in an emergency, they're great. I imagine they're like yield. I don't know if their yield. I'm not sure actually. We'll find out together. I'm not sure if their yields are likely to be worse or something. Ooh, a trade convoy has arrived. New resources are now unloaded to the gate storage. Wonderful. I'll waste any time. Let's think about what we need next. What do we need next? Fuel and components. More metal from Rackham over here, but they're farther away. Kind of pointless. We could get parts, meat. Sure, you know what? This is maybe not bad. Though actually, if we take a look at these guys, you can see Little Anvil, our reputation has gone up a little bit. So repeated trade is not a bad idea either. You know what? We're actually going to use up a lot of this metal pretty quickly, so I'm actually going to go ahead and trade with them again. Once more, all your metal, please. And in return, we'll send you some fiber. Again, I don't want to use up my currency. In fact, this time I'll gain some. Yeah, I think that's reasonable, and we can also go ahead and get... It's ironic that they have flax, but they don't have, like, fiber. You know what I mean? You know what? Let's go ahead and get the flax. Oh my god. Maybe we'll wait. Maybe we'll wait. Yeah, maybe we'll wait. Confirm this. We have a fair bit of money, though. But not the end of the world. 4 days and 3 hours, confirm that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Improve our reputation with them a bit more, right? These guys are all out of tools. Oh, it's all the metal arriving, I assume. Good stuff, good stuff. Specialist ready for action. Well, let's go ahead and get, well, a couple things happening. For one, the Fina. Up over here. Access the transmitter. Oh, see? Options here. Use proper parts. Okay, hold on. I should read this. Sorry. Survival science. Suitable transmitters themselves are not hard to find, but getting them to work is an entirely different matter. This one has seen better days, but a bit of elbow grease and a couple of hacks should be enough to bring it back online for a brief moment. Now, if we use the proper parts, will things end up better? We have the resources for it, I would say. Let's use the proper parts and do this properly, right? If we're trying to... or transmissions of scientific information, if you think about it. Like, can you imagine? Did you say X or did you say B? I don't know if you'd ever mess those up, but when you're looking at variables, use proper parts. A few sparks and creative expletives later, the transmitter springs back to life. It's on its last legs, though, so better make the message short and sweet. Scientists of the Wasteland, come show your best survival science creations and get paid. After sending the coordinates to a remote location nearby, the transmitter fizzles out with a familiar puff of bluish smoke. Time to collect some silver and head out to the science fair. Alright, let's go to the science fair. Which is where? The way it says time to collect some silver makes me feel like I really should collect some silver. Why would you... Oh, there we go. Okay, good. I was going to say, it's like it should be right next to Partyville because that's kind of what we've, you know... Like, it would make sense if we're hosting the science fair, we should do it near us. Let's bring the vehicle back. Partyville. Garage is not yet ready, but soon it will be. Because we have the metal now. We should also, actually, now that we have the metal, take a look at building proper housing over here. Shanties up top. There we go. Fits nicely. Love it. And the school back over here as well. Alright, good stuff. Lots going on. People are, you can see, picking up from the... oh, it looks like you can actually see the separate things this time around. That's good. And I'm pretty sure the vehicles drop off... Well, we have to get the garage done first, potentially. Nonetheless, that'll be done soon enough. We've got the school coming as well. We've got all these specialists who are back who can help with some of the construction we've got going on. We'll go ahead and get all this stuff built up as well. There's so much going on right now. We've got this quest happening. We survived another pandemic. And, I mean, look at this. This is actually growing to be quite a nice space. Very proud of what we've built over here. Hopefully we'll continue surviving the aftermath, as it were. But, folks, that will have to... I mean, it's a question that'll have to be answered, I guess, next session and the session beyond that. We'll see how well things go. Again, another life lost today, but not because of negligence or anything like that, but old age is old age. Cannot be prevented, unfortunately. We do need to keep in mind, though, the need for more shelter space. Our population center needs to be expanded, and perhaps we really need to get a bit more aggressive about clearing out some room to do that. Wow, we're very well running out of space over here. Very well running out of space. So, well, I say that, but we can probably fit a few more tenements over here. Maybe one more down over here. We'll figure it out. Folks, like I said, though, that'll have to wait until next time, along with everything else we've got planned and sort of in progress over here. I hope you all enjoyed this session. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do more or less of. Again, this episode, literally this episode, would not exist if it hadn't been for your likes and comments letting me know that you would like to see more of this series and of this game on the channel. So, folks, keep it coming. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And, of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.